Hello, beautiful love light. Welcome to Channel Heart Rhythm Healing. I'm Jamie. I'm a certified Reiki master and self-proclaimed ritual maestro. I view myself as a conductor of all of the energetics that exist all around us all the time. I come into my own space every single week live, and I send healing life force energy to that group every single day. If that's something you're interested in, there's a link for that in the description box below. But what we are talking about in this space currently right now is this galactic calendar from the Mayans and the way that they have talked about time, where time is not linear, it's radial. And we continue to spiral through the repetitive energetics. And so the reason that I'm coming in here live to talk about this stuff is to begin to see those patterns and how they align with the other aspects of our current way of viewing time, right? So kind of merging and blending those two together. But it's super cool. Like yesterday had this major energy that was bouncing around. I feel like this is patchy. I don't know what's happening with my net. Anyway, but we had these really powerful, potent energies. It was a galactic activation portal day. It was one of the 13 clear signs of Pokevatan yesterday. It was the 222 yesterday. And just a lot of big energy that was around. And so I just think it's really cool that yesterday was a lot of energy for the Mayan calendar. Plus it was like a numerological astrological activation portal that was happening as well. So it's just super cool that those aligned, right? Anyway, in my opinion. So we're going to talk about the code keys that are being highlighted and coded into life as we move forward and spiral through this like time matrix. So the top level that we're currently spiraling through is the White Wizard of 13 years. Now we're simultaneously moving through a White 13-day wave spell. So though the energetics, the coding of the qualities and characteristics are amplified during this time for the next few days. Are on, I believe it's the eighth day of a 13-day wave spell. And so the code keys of enchants, receptivity, timelessness are really being amplified right now. And for me, what spirit, like through these and just diving more into the words from White Wizard, that how they resonate with me, the one thing that has really like, that I feel very strongly is that this is time for us to gain crystal conscious clarity of aligning our thoughts, our words, and our action. Really, again, taking conscious control over the stories and the idea we place and code into our own DNA, right? Like, so these energies exist outside of us and we can call on them to up level and upgrade and code our DNA. However, the stories and the script that we are playing inside of our mind is also coding ourselves. We are literally writing and scripting our DNA through what we thought. And it's, as we move forward, it's going to become more clear to all of us that we really are creating our thoughts and our words and our actions. So again, pretty soon everyone is going to jump on board and realize like, oh my goodness, I really need to like take this stuff seriously. But we're at the beginnings of that. So now it still like requires, I'm at a loss for words today. It requires consciousness, awareness, patience, intentionality, and repetitiveness, right? So that's why I go through these keys every single episode because that repetition is necessary. And one day, an idea might pop out at you and you're like, oh my goodness, duh. Like what? But not duh, because it didn't need to resonate with you until that moment, if that makes sense. So I repeat this stuff because, again, as you hear it over and over, you're going to glean new and different things. Those words are going to bring up different ideas and attachments and meanings for you on any given day, right? That's super cool. So the idea of inching and why the idea of thoughts, words, and actions aligning is lighting up for me was because around the time that I was investigating this idea of enchants through White Wizard, I also learned that abracadabra, this magical code word that will, throughout time have used as like, when you make a wish, it's abracadabra. And it literally translates into with my words, I create, or with my words, I inspire. And it just, that, again, spirit downloaded into me in that moment, like, oh, miss. Yes, that's what enchanting is. It is utilizing the alignment of your thought, words, and actions to begin to create a life that you desire consciously on purpose. And it's amplified right now, which is super cool. So we have it coming through that 13 wave spell and the 13-day wave spell. Next, we're 4 into the 13-year White Wizard wave spell. So we are in a red self-existing moon. So the code keys of the red moon are purifies, universal water, and flow. And for reason, like, the idea of like a mikvah or a baptism brings to mind when I think of that today. I'm not sure why. That's really interesting to me, right? Like the ritual cleansing of that purification and universal water and flow. We have this self-existing moon of define, measure, and form. And again, going back to the enchantment of our words, really like recognizing and dialing into what does define, like what are the definitions of the words that we're using? Are we being measured in how we speak about things? Because we're forming things with our thoughts, words, and actions. Define, measure, form of this red self-existing moon year that we have 5 more moons, right? Because we're in the 8th moon and there's 13. I think that is right. We also have a 65-day season that we're flowing through right now. It is the white northern dog season of heart. This beautiful occasion and opportunity to dive into our emotional bodies and emotional patterns and to learn more about that aspect of us. Code keys of white dog are loves, heart, and loyalty. We have the 2-day castle of time that we're flowing through. It's the red eastern castle of turning. It's a beautiful opportunity to really begin to like dig things up within you, turn that soil, break apart those cities so that you can plant new seeds and they'll have plenty of space to develop and grow inside of your heart mind space. And we have, that's going into, I think, the end of March. Next we have the moon we're in the galactic moon of integrity right now. Today is also a galactic moon of creation day. So again, those code keys are amplified. Those code keys are harmonize, model, and integrity. So what is your vision ensemble? The premise of that is so that all of us are able to better harmonize with our highest expression of self, going into that through repetition and consistency, coming back into our heart mind space as often as we think to do it. And it's just a really great space to and receive life force healing energy simultaneously while diving into mind and learning what it is that in that moment you are seeking to teach you, because inside of you, you are the seed. Like, you can holographic image of everything that you need to grow and develop into who you are here to be. It's all inside of you. You just have to create the time and space and opportunity again to go into that red castle of turning in that soil and learn, dig up the things that, like, pull out those weeds that are taking up space and they're not adding value to your life, planting seeds of intention that will grow roots and begin to spring forth and birth a bountiful harvest of all the things that will serve you and make your life so much more rich and robust and enjoyable. That's what I want for you. And I believe that those two things are not mutually exclusive. Like, it's so funny, me diving more in calendar, I realize more and more and more with each one of these episodes how aligned with what I'm in the harmonic vibrational attunement ensemble these two things are. And I did not realize that when I started these. I just started these videos on a whim. I was like learning about it, and I still follow Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. She's the one who introduced me to this calendar, because there's just so many things in the spiritual to navigate. She just it was more and more about astrology and tarot and going that route. She also had a baby, which throws a completely new variable into the mix. So the galactic calendar kind of went to the back burner, which is totally cool. Awesome. But I had gotten inspired and was diving into it. And so that was last year. And this year, again, she brings it up every once in a while, but I was really like, you know what? I really want to learn more about this. Again, the idea was just like, well, why don't you just start doing videos? Like, it's one of the things that you miss about Cassia's channel. Why don't you fill into that space? So I was like, yeah, why not? Like, okay. And that's why I'm here. But it all is like divided and inspired. And that's what I want for all of us. So if that resonates with you, if that sounds like that you would be interested in flowing into, please come to the Harmonic Vibrational Attunement Ensemble. You will be able to put your fingerprint into that space. It's very new. Like, I've been coming for years, but I don't have a ton of people there, it's at the beginning. It's at the very beginning stages, and you're part of that if you want to. And if you don't want to, totally fine. I get it. Not everybody's into all the things, but at least you're here and you're listening, and I love that. And I'm so thankful that you're here. No idea how I got, like the galactic moon of integrity and the fact that we're galactic tone day, and that's amplified, and it's all about harmonization, right? And that's totally one of the things that I vibe with, which might be why I vibe the Mayan Galactic Calendar as a whole. That brings us to the 13-day wave spell, which I already covered. It's the white wave spell, and today, which is the Red Galactic Dragon. So we're going to dive into that because I really don't have time left. So I'm trying to make this super quick. And Red Dragon is the first glyph or solar tribe within the galactic matrix of time. And so this is Red Dragon, this glyph right here. Hi. Man, my computer is really breaking up. I hope this feed is okay for y'all. Anyway, it is what it is. Whatever. Red Dragon. Red is associated with the direction east, and the code initiates. So something mentally, emotionally, physically, energetic, spiritually, cosmically even, is being initiated in your cosmic makeup, right? What makes you you? Something is being initiated. The code keys are nurtures, birth, being. The quote is from Tao Te Ching, and it is, quote, "Love the world as your own self." Okay, so before I finish the rest of the quote, I just want to make a little sidebar. Love the world as yourself implies that you love yourself. So first and foremost, fall in love with yourself. It's really important And it's not selfish. Actually, one of the most crucial things that we need to do, humans, is we really truly need to love and care for and nurture ourselves first before we can ever do that for someone else. So love the world as your own self. Then you can truly care for all things. End quote. Red Dragon represents the beginning, the primal source, the mother of life, primordial waters, the birther, the initiator. Dragon is the seer, shepherd of the vulnerable, the provider. As individual beings, we are each part of little bugs. We are each part which contains the memory of the whole. As we sense all life to be one source, we act empathy, patience, and kindness. By nurturing others, we are nurturing our oneness, evoking grace to nourish our shared life. The love we meet life with will also love us back. Likewise, let us be reminded that as we holistically care for our own well-being, we are inherently vitalizing the whole. Red Dragon provokes us to inquire, what precedes the captivating story entitled My Life? What underlies all that we do, all that we are, all that is being? We access this state when we simply feel the life which animates us, free of all agenda, free of all aim, free of the need to produce or achieve. With nothing to prove and nowhere to go, we are immersed into the fulfillment of pure existence, of effortless essence. As ancient wisdom directs, established in being, perform action. Red Dragon assures the universe is conspiring on your behalf. Birth new beginnings, release new ways of seeing. Every moment is a new creation. The end quote comes from Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, and it is, when thinking stops, being takes over. So that's Red Dragon, and we are in tone 8, galactic tone of creation. Those code keys, harmonize, model, and integrity. Again, they are amplified during this particular space and time for us. But again, time is a man-made construct. So if you are listening to this video today, it is because you need these keys amplified today, wherever you find that day, wherever you are, whether it's 2/20/2023 or somewhere in the future. You are here because you need something from this transmission. The quote comes from Hazrat Khan, and it is, quote, "What is the best way to take in everyday life to lead to life's ideal? The best way is to consider harmony as the first principle to be observed, that in all circumstances and situations and conditions, one should try to harmonize with one's fellow creatures. Harmony is the most essential thing in life. In plain words, inharmony attracts inharmony, whereas harmony attracts harmony." End quote. Having explored the resonances carried by subtle vibrations, we can focus on harmonizing, generating a pleasing combination of elements, whether this means establishing inner harmony or in a relationship with others. 8 calls us to align our conduct with our integrity, that we genuinely model the truths and ideals that we believe in. One definition of the code integrity is the state of being whole or divided, completeness, as modeled by the harmonious whole of the galaxy. This tone reminds us integrity requires consistency, unwavering adherence to the wisdom and grace of our personal values. Additionally, harmonization requires not compromise, but pliability, willingness to bend, to meet others, to let go of personal attachment for the greater good. As we each uniquely stand as conduits of harmony, we act as mutual role models for one another, inspiring the establishment of galactic culture, realizing the harmonious potential of our global society. The end quote comes from Peace Pilgrim. It is, quote, "Blessed are they who translate every good thing they know into action. Even higher truths shall be revealed to them." I love it. And again, that's all like amplified today, coming in double portion. So we're going to read the daily affirmation, which is in the description box below if you want to follow along with that. And then we're going to dive to take a deeper dive into the qualities of Red Dragon through the link that's in the description box to Astro Dream Advisor. So if you want to follow along with that as well, again, we're on day 8, so you'll have to scroll to day 8. So I harmonize in order to nurture. Modeling being, I seal the input of birth with the galactic tone of integrity. I am guided by the power of life force. I thought that one was pretty cool. Recognize in order to nurture. So again, like it's about that like love yourself. If you really want to nurture yourself and those around you and your goals and all of those things, harmonize with that. Within yourself, harmonize with compassion and caring. What do you need in order to love and care about yourself? How can you provide that for yourself? And once you've provided it for yourself and you feel really stable and strong in that nurturing of self, then you are armed to be turn around and share that nurturing and compassion with others. So cool. All right. I'm going to the Astro Dream Advisor. So the question for today is, how do I resonate harmoniously with the new golden octave? This new earth is being created, this crystalline earth energy, right? So Red Dragon qualities: soul life, breakthrough, divine nurturance and support, recity, primordial mother. I don't know why, but that really it's got a really powerfulness to it. Primordial mother. Undivided primal waters. Primal trust and nourishment. And how to receive, but it is not the whole picture. There's a circuit of completion in giving and receiving that happens within you and your external world at the same time. If you trust unconditionally in the giving, you are not attached to how the gift is used. When you freely give, you fill your cup with waters, which you can then offer innocently and purely to another. Know on one level that your gift is poured out universally, regardless of how it appears to be received. However, when the gift comes from ego, it is limited by expectations and conditions. Love just is. It is neither given nor taken. Rather, it is simply discovered and allowed. I love that. Also, before I continue reading, I want to share one of the ideas that was placed on my heart, and I don't know if it came from someone or just came as a download from spirit. Honestly, I've thought this way for so long I don't remember anymore, so my apologies for not being able to give credit if somebody else came up with it, but I don't think so. I think it was just an idea that downloaded my heart mind during meditation, which happens frequently, but it's this idea of we have to be able to receive all of the goodness and the gifts that the energetics all around us all the time have to give us first, because you can't give something away that you don't first possess, right? I can't give you a present if I don't go get the present first. If I receive the present, whether it's me going to buy it or make it or even re-gift it, right? I have to receive it first in order to give it away. So I want to make sure, like, because again, that like I was like, wow, that makes so much sense. And it was around when I was unpacking like what it really means to flow into a space of self-love, like honorable self-love, where it's you're not conceited, full of like, well, you should be full of self, but like selfish, right? Where it's not for selfish gain, but it's this altruistic, like, no, like I know that I need to love myself. Like that makes sense to me, but what does that mean? What does that look like? It was sort of in that zone where I was unpacking what it meant. And someone was just, during one of those sessions with myself, was like, it downloaded. You have to like, you can't give something away that you don't have to begin with. And I was like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. Okay. So it is also a great gift to allow others to give fully to you. Yes. For in your receptivity, the circuit of love is completed. Love is all that is. And by completing the circuit of giving and receiving on the physical plane, and flip that. So completing the circuit of receiving and giving on the physical plane, an infinite loop that continually expands into new octaves of expression on other planes. Trust in the larger pattern to provide what you need, to receive. Communicate your feelings, desires, and dreams. And that's the energetics of today, this Red Galactic Dragon day. If you received value from this video, I would love it if you would just take a quick second to tap or click on the thumbs up. If you are sticking around for these videos, subscribing, and if you want notifications when I go live, hit the bell and it will notify you when I've dropped a video. I do it most days, but not every day. So again, your time is the most precious and creative gift that you can give and receive in this space simultaneously. And I just absolutely freaking love and adore the fact that you are here. Thank you, beautiful love light, so very much for sharing your time with me. It means so much to me. I would, if you would put your ideas in the comments, things that come up for you, what you're learning about the Galactic ideas that this brought forth, like anything that you feel like sharing. If you want to know your galactic signature, there's a link in the description box to that as well. I would love to know what your galactic signature is. I am a white spectral wizard. If you are a white spectral wizard, please put that in the comments. I would love to connect with you. I really do. I really want to get to know more wizards, but absolutely white spectral wizards. That would be pretty cool in my opinion. But anyway, that's it for today. I freaking love you. Thank you so much for being here. And until we end, beautiful love light, please go shine. Mwah.